Hey guys, my name is Koushik and welcome back to LetCode. So today in this video we are going to learn how to create this beautiful reporter with the help of this package called multiple cucumber HTML report. Is it necessary? Not really. You can go with the default default cucumber report itself, but definitely it is better to have because it gives us the dashboard kind of thing that misses in the default report. Like we can see like how many paths are there, failed, skipped, ambiguous, and all the stuff we can see. We can get a few of the system information as well, like in which browser, in which machine, and what is the version of the OS or the browser. We can get all those stuff, and also we can get some of the information like what is the project, what is the release, what is the cycle, and all the stuff. Okay, so it's going to be really simple actually, just an integration part. We don't have to write much code here, so let's see how to do that. Yeah, so this is the official document. Here you can see like we have to use these formatters. So in previous version of Cucumber we used something like pretty, right? We use the plugin, and within the plugin we have to give pretty, and then followed by like HTML, JSON, XML, all those stuff we used to do. Same thing here, only the syntactic the properties change. Here now it's formatters. So if you go back to our cucumber.json file, here you can see like already we have this format with the help of HTML file we are generating. To make sure like this multiple cucumber HTML report is working, we have to generate the JSON file. With the help of JSON file, it used to generate the report. Okay, so before that we'll see one more type as well. Like when we run our test, we are not seeing any result in the runtime. It's just giving us like dot, or like after the test execution we can see some details. So if I wanted to see the details in real time, I can use this progress bar. So here I can just go and add one more array value as progress bar, and then if I try to run this, let's go with npm test. So now you can see like while executing, it will also give us some data like how many tests are executing, how many failure or pass scenarios are there. Let's see. So here you can see like it's giving like out of 28 5 has executed. Like this, it will give us some real-time information. So this is what I meant by the real-time data. Okay, so again, just an option. If you wanted to have in your framework, you can have it, or else just ignore, but of course we have all these options. Okay, so finally we are done. So all the 4 scenarios got passed and we are very good. Okay, so the default report will look something like this. So let me open this in my browser. So here you can see like we have this a report, detailed report, and of course we have the screenshot attached, which is attached to each and every step. I'm going to change that actually because I don't want that many snapshot. So I'm just going to comment the after step. You can have this for your reference. So whenever there is a failure, we are going to take the screenshot. Okay, so yeah, now let's see how to generate the JSON file. So it's going to be very simple, very same actually. So instead of like HTML, we have to make it like JSON. Okay, so I'm going to give comma, again the value, and here I'm going to make it like JSON, and here also JSON. Okay, now let's go and run this. Let's see the JSON file first. So the execution is completed, and we can see like we got one Cucumber report.json file. So this is the JSON file where it has some information about the test and all these steps, and even if there is any screenshot, it will be in the format of data, binary data, the embedded thing. So yeah, we can use that as well. Okay, now let's see how to generate the Cucumber report. So for that, of course, we have to do 3 things. Okay, so of course first we have to add the dependency. So if I go here, first of all, of course, we have to add the dependency. So I'm just going to copy this. Let me bring up my terminal and I'm going to paste it. So when we use like dash dash save dash dev, that means it will be added to your dev dependency. That is what we needed. We don't have to add in the dependencies alone. Okay, so step one done. We just have to add the dependency and make sure you have the latest version. Okay, now second thing what we have to do is we have to create a file that can execute the report. Okay, so within the src folder I'm going to create a file called helper, folder called helper, and within that I'm going to create a file called report.ts. Okay, yeah, this should work fine. Okay, this should be file not folder, so I'm just going to create another file as report.ts file. Okay, and within this file we have to do a lot of things, but it's just a configuration. So if you go to this official document, you can see like we have this const report. You just have to copy and paste it. I have customized it as per my requirement, and also I have added few more things. So I'm just going to copy that and paste over here. You don't have to remember all this code. I'll just explain it. You can just copy and paste from their website itself. So first thing, of course, a require statement, because sometimes the import statement is not working. So I'm just using the require, which is absolutely fine. You can use this in JavaScript as well as in TypeScript. Then we have this immediately invoking functions, report using the report dot generate. We have this immediate invoking functions. That means we don't have to write a function and call it. We can just write and call directly. Okay, that is what iffy, I guess. Okay, immediately invoking functions. Okay, then we have this JSON directory. So we have to give a directory where my report generation is going to be, and it should not be on your root of the project. Okay, it should somewhere, but not on the root of the project. So I have just created this folder called test result. Okay, so I'm going to delete this test result folder now. Okay, so I have created a folder, I have mentioned it here like test results. Okay, then we have the report path that can be your root of the project. So dot slash, in the sense like it will be root of your project. And what is the report name you want to give? So for example, I have given like Playwright automation report, and page title book art app test report, and display duration. If you want to display the duration, you can make it like true, or you can go with like false, anything you can just change. And then we have the metadata. So like what is the browser? It's a Chrome, it's a version of 112. Yes, 112. Yeah. And then we have device with my device name, that is Koushik PC, and platform, of course I'm on Windows and the version is 10. Okay, and then I have this custom data like I have like test info, what is the project, book art application, releases 1.2.3, and the cycle is smoke one. Okay, so based on your Jira or Azure cycle, you can just give your cycle name. Okay, so that's it. That is what this file do. Okay, now with this file what we can do. Okay, so basically here already we have this JSON file, right? So this JSON file already has some information. So it will parse that particular JSON information and it will create a HTML file. That's it, very simple. So I'm going to delete both the report and the JSON file, and I want to, as I said earlier, this JSON directory should be on a folder. It should not be on the root of the project. So I'm going to move this my HTML report to a particular place, and also this guy to a particular place. Okay, so if you see here on our project, we do not have like test result as a folder. So what will happen now is basically if I go and run this now, it will actually fail. And I found that this is the bug, I guess. Like I didn't see it officially, but if you see in previous version of Cucumber, in the runtime it creates the folder, but now it's not creating. So that's one thing I noticed. So here you can see like it says like no such file or directory, we don't have this particular location. So what I have to do, just simply I will just create a folder. Of course you can use like commands like make directory to create this, but maybe we'll talk about that later on, like when we go with further deep dive. Okay, so for now I'm just going to create this folder called test results, then if I execute it will work, so no problem. Okay, so step 1, you have to add the dependency. Step 2, just create the file as report.js and make sure you are going to give the JSON directory, and whatever the JSON directory you are going to give, that should be your step 3. You have to give that within your report generation place as well. Okay, so that's it, we are pretty much done. Now the last thing, once the JSON file, this cucumber report.json is generated, we have to run that with this particular file. So for that, what we can do is we can simply go to our package.json, and here I can say like, once the test is completed, I will say like post test. So after the test completion, in the post it, I will say like npx, then followed by ts dash node, then followed by this particular file. Okay, so I want to execute this particular file. Okay, so that's it, and change this to this. Okay, that's it, we are pretty much done. So if you see, the test result folder is empty and we are pretty much done. Okay, I'm going to execute this. Let's see. Okay, so here you can see like we got our progress bar give us, and here you can see like it says like multiple cucumber file generated, and this is the file index.html. so if you see here, we got this index.html. Within the test result, you can see like we have the JSON file as well as the cucumber report. So if I go and reveal this in Explorer, you can see like if I go to the test result folder, here I have the default cucumber report. Okay, so this is the same cucumber report that we used to get by default. If I go and open this index.html, you can see the beauty here. Okay, so this is basically your combined of like multiple features will be there. Okay, so here we have like dark and light theme as well. If you want, you can play around with. And here you can see like we have this playwright automation report, and the page title is like book art app test report. So that is what we have mentioned over here. So in the meta informations, we have like project, which is book art application, and yeah, this is the report name and this is the page title. Okay, so we got both the informations, and here you can see the pie chart, like all the features got passed, all the scenarios got passed, and this is the test info, like we have this data that we passed in the custom data. Okay, so that's it. So if you want to add one more, you can just add another label with value. That's it, very simple. Okay, and then if you go to the feature overview, here we have like product test and user authentication test. So if you go inside this, you can see like again there are two scenarios, and it ran on my PC with the Windows 10 with Chrome 112, and then we have the step by step. So if I open this, you can see like all these steps. Okay, so that's it. Now let's see how the report is going to look if there is any failure, and whether we are able to see the snapshot or not. Okay, so to see the snapshot, we don't have to do anything, because already we have the hooks where we have written like if there is any failure, we have to get it right. So I'm going to go and change my feature file. Like here I'm going to make it like 1.2. So that means of course this scenario is going to fail, correct? So let's go and run this now. Let's see. So here we'll face one issue. Let me tell you that as well. So the browser got stuck because there is a failure. It's waiting for the next element to appear, but of course since login is failed, the next element won't appear, and we'll get like timeout exception. Of course it's Playwright, mostly we get only timeout exception, not like no such element as we get in Selenium. Okay, so here you can see like we got the test result, but previously we got the report. This time the report is not generated, because if there is any failure, your command prompt will stop. It will not go to the next step. What I meant is like here, when test is pass, the post test will execute, but when the test is fail, your post test won't be executed. Okay, so of course there is a solution, but let us generate the report and let's see. Okay, so I'm going to change this to like report, and I'm going to say like npm run report and execute. So now you can see like we got the HTML file. Let's go and open this in the index.html file. And here you can see like the pie chart is changed. Now we have like one feature fail and one scenario fail out of 4. Okay, so if I go to this user authentication test, you can see like pass failure things, and this one means of course there's a one failed scenario. So if you go here and you can see the screenshot as well. If I click on the screenshot, you can see like we are expecting this to be successful login, but since my credential is wrong, of course the login is failed. And what's the error message? You can see like we are waiting for this particular guy to appear, but it doesn't appear, and it waited for like 30 seconds. Okay, so that's it. This report looks very good compared to the original report, so that's why I just created this one. Okay, now let's see how to fix it. So basically we don't have to run like npm run test, npm run report every time, right? So what we'll do, we just make it like post test itself, but if there is any failure, I will ignore the failure. I will go to the next step. How to do that? Very simple. You just add double pipe and then followed by true. Okay, so we are changing the behavior of the npm scripts. Okay, now even though we have failure, sorry, not this one, let me, yeah, now even though we have failure in this particular test, it will execute the post test. Okay, so let's see how does it works. So now you can see like there is, even though failure, it's not stopping, it's just going to the next post test, and here we got our HTML report. Okay, so if I go and open this index.html now, you can see like of course the same thing as we discussed earlier. Okay, so that's it pretty much done for this video. So let me give you a quick recap, and one more thing is like whenever we execute, you can see like we got asset folder and also we got feature folder. So make sure you are going to ignore that, because of course we don't want that to be in our, and here we have like two folders, one is test results and one is test result. Basically it's just a mistake. So if you go to your hooks, you can change your image generation to test result. Just have one folder which will work fine. Okay, but anyway we will get the snaps, because the snaps doesn't works based on the png file, it works based on the buffer image, so you will get it anyways. Okay, so yeah, let me give you a quick recap. So first of all, go to your package.json, make sure you have added this multiple cucumber HTML report, and then go to your cucumber JSON file. You have to add this JSON. Progress bar is not mandatory, but you can have. So here the one thing that we need is this JSON. Even you can ignore the HTML as well, we don't want that, we want this JSON file. And when we give the folder, of course it will not create in the runtime, so make sure you are going to have this in your project, or else you can also use like fs extra package to create a folder. Maybe we'll talk about that in our upcoming videos. Okay, and then what you have to do is you have to create this helper report file. Don't worry about this is just a template. You can take it from my GitHub, link will be in the description, or from the official document as well. So this is just a configuration, you don't have to remember all the stuff. Okay, and then followed by we have the output. That's it, very pretty simple. Okay, and also just ignore this too in your git ignore. Let me show you how to do that as well. So here I can select assets, the folder name, then followed by features. Okay, so this features is actually generated by the multiple cucumber report, not our features, don't do by mistake. Okay, so yeah, that's it from my side. Thanks for watching, see you in the next one very soon. If you have any queries, feel free to ask me in the comments, I'll be happy to reply. Bye bye, take care.